Hey everyone, it is Michael. Thanks for joining today. Hope you're doing well out there. And I've been thinking about what are the kinds of content I want to provide and present to you on this channel. And sometimes I tend to index on the opportunities for improvement, the flaws, and how to fix the flaws. And I was thinking that I really want to make sure that I have a balance. I have a balance of not just the areas that need improvement, but also the successes. And one of the great success stories that I have in this orchard is what you see behind me, which is this passion fruit vine. Look at this thing. It's gorgeous. It is expansive. It covers a lot of real estate. It is in great health. And the most important thing is that it is producing an abundance of fruit multiple times a year. So I wanted to spotlight this passion fruit vine for you today. Love to hear your thoughts. Do you love passion fruit? Do you like passion fruit? Do you think it's a great plant to have in your orchard? And just in general, just general feedback you have about this content that I'm going to present to you today. So again, thanks for joining and appreciate you guys. Hope you like this video. All right, so this is my passion fruit vine. Look at this. Look how it just covers almost this entire fence line. From one side, we'll walk to the other. Let's first start by highlighting some of the benefits of the passion fruit. It is a very nutritious fruit. It is a super food. It has great benefits around high in vitamin A as well as potassium. It also has a decent amount of vitamin C, iron, fiber. So this is a great fruit that's great for skin. It's great for your immune system. It has antioxidants. So there's really a lot of nutrition packed into this fruit, which is fantastic. This is a Frederick's variety. It is a variety that gets purple. And so let's just talk about the life cycle or the fruiting cycle of this tree. Look at these beautiful flowers. So it starts off with the flower, of course, and in a very short period of time, these flowers will get pollinated, many of them, and they will turn to fruit, like you see here. And so that fruit will hang on and will develop over about 2 months, I would say. And then after about 2 months, it will start to darken, turn purple. And the beautiful thing about it is that you don't have to worry about when it becomes ripe. The fruit, the plant will tell you when it's ripe by dropping the fruit and landing on the ground. Look at these guys here. And so look at the shells. They're tough. They're very hard to squeeze. Animals, insects, birds, very difficult to penetrate. And so the fruit will fall, hit the ground. It will remain damage-free. All the goodness will be protected inside of this shell. And it can lay there for 2 or 3 days on the ground without any damage. So from that standpoint, it's a very simple fruit to harvest and to maintain. Now, once you harvest it, take it inside. It's like finding Easter eggs. You pick the Easter eggs up off the ground. You take it inside. You can sit on the counter and store it out in the open for about 2 weeks. Or you can actually put it into the refrigerator, and it will keep for up to about 2 months. So long shelf life. And what I found is by the time I use up all the passion fruit, it is now going through another cycle. So once all the fruit drops, it then starts going through another flowering phase, and I'm now getting about 3 to 4 months a year, or times a year, where I'm getting a bunch of passion fruit that is maturing, dropping, going through a flowering phase, and repeating the cycle. I've got something interesting happening now, which is I'm getting both flowering and fruit at the same time. So I'm thinking that this thing might become a vine that is producing just year-round, which is fantastic. When you're thinking about trying to get fruit and have it at all times of the year, this has been just a fantastic tree, a fantastic vine in my environment. Now, just want to show you all of this is coming from just one area. Right here is where the base of the plant is. It goes into the ground. I cut out about a, I don't know, 2 by 1.5 foot area. Pretty small area considering. And from that one location, the vine sprouts out, goes in different directions, and is covering quite a bit of real estate. So it's not taking up a lot of planting room, but the impact and the spread and the coverage is pretty substantial. The last thing I think I want to talk about, well, there's a couple other things. Let's talk about the ways that you can consume it, because I think that's super important when you think about putting a passion fruit vine into your yard. So you can eat it raw. I typically don't like eating passion fruit raw. It has this kind of sweet and kind of bitter taste at the same time, sweet and tart. I don't enjoy it raw, but a lot of people do. My neighbors enjoy it raw. I have family members that like it raw, so I give them a nice supply for them to enjoy fresh. I personally like to put it into a parfait and put in some yogurt, some granola, some walnuts or pecans, and it works really well. It adds just one. You just need one. Cut it open, scoop it out, put it into the parfait, and it makes fantastic flavor. But also the seeds in there, you don't really notice it if you have granola or nuts into it as well. So I find that consuming it that way works really well. Secondly, you can put it into smoothies. You put a passion fruit into anything and it's gonna just give it a nice kick. It's gonna sweeten it up, and it's gonna bring fantastic flavor to a smoothie. And then the third way is using it as a marinade, particularly for fish. I've used it personally myself for cooking fish and preparing fish. I was in Panama actually about a year ago, and that's where I got the idea. I think it was a red snapper that was marinated with passion fruit. And I'm like, oh, that's a fantastic idea. I'm gonna take that idea, I'm gonna distill it, and I'm gonna use that in my when I cook fish. So I will use it in that way. So very, very versatile. Look at this. Not sure if you can pick up this June bug that just landed on the tree. Look at that guy. The amount of bug life in this orchard is unreal. Just everything, ladybugs, praying mantis, June bugs, ants, aphids, both the beneficials and the harmful insects. But it's a full environment and ecosystem of insects in this yard. It's pretty interesting. But anyways, so lots of great uses for the passion fruit. The last thing to remember if you're considering putting a passion fruit vine into your yard is where you put it. And if you're putting it on a border fence, you want to make sure that you talk to your neighbors and that you get permission or agreement to put it on a border fence, because it will grow pretty substantially, and it will grow, and it's going to grow onto trees or anything else that it touches, and you want to make sure that your neighbors are okay with that. So have that conversation. Make sure that you offer to trim it back and keep it pruned to their liking on the stuff that is intruding on their side. The benefit for your neighbors is that they get free fruit, and if they like passion fruit like my neighbor does, then they get you do all the work, and they get to reap the benefits of having fruit that fall onto their side, which is a nice compromise. So just wanted to share that with you. Any case, that is I think sums it up. We talked about nutrition, we talked about consumption, how to use it, we talked about harvesting, we talked about this great privacy screen that is a natural privacy screen that is very effective and looks beautiful. So wanted to share that with you today. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and yeah, keep checking it out. I'll keep putting out more videos like this, and until then, have a great one, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.